students. And this being the second half of our basketball doubleheader tonight, varsity game. And once again, we want to extend a welcome to our visitors from Columbus, the Scotus.
Well, hi, everybody, and a tremendous Tuesday evening to you, coming your way from Concordia High School, where tonight, boys basketball, the Concordia Mustangs taking on the Scotus Shamrocks, and I believe
Our Heavenly Father, we once again want to remember in your prayers all the victims of the horrible, tragic, weather-related events from the past weekend, and pray for the repose of the souls of those who have died, and the many victims who are now trying to put their lives back together again, especially during the holiday season. We pray for the well-being of our players, keep them healthy, help them play to the best of their ability tonight, and cherish these moments as teammates and friends. And we pray for our faculty, our teachers, staff, coaches, and most of all families, for without all of you, events like this would not be possible. So, Lord, bless all of you, keep all of you during the holiday season. In Jesus' name we pray. All right, everyone, are you ready for some basketball? And let's meet your starting lineups. First, for the Shamrocks of Scotus Catholic, in numerical order, a 6-foot junior, number 2, Blake Wemhoff. A 6'1" junior, number 5, Jack Faust.
well, everybody, and a tremendous Tuesday to you, coming away from Concordia High School tonight. The Shamrocks take on the Mustangs. The Mustangs, the home team, coming into the contest with a record of 2-1. Scotus from Columbus, 1-2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups for tonight. With the starting lineups, here's Lewis Thune.
Hey there, folks. Great to be back atop Gary Fletcher Court. Starting tonight for the Scotus Shamrocks at guard number 2, Blake Wemhoff, the 5'9" junior. Number 5, another guard, the 6'1" junior, Jack Faust. And at the last guard position, the 5'11" junior, Carter Philippi. Finally, coming in at 5'11" as a sophomore is Jack Hang, and the 6'4" senior, Garrett Oakley. For the Mustangs, the 3 guards will be manned by Carson Matheson, Zach Kulis, and Brock Olson. Matheson, the 6'1" senior, number 24. Kulis, the 6'1" senior, number 4. And Olson, the 6'1" senior, number 3. The forwards being manned by Zachary Alharathi, the 6'6" senior, and Justin Otten, the 6'6" senior, coming in at number 32 and number 20, respectively.
Yeah, the Shamrocks in green, the Mustangs in white, in case you were wondering. Scotus leads the all-time series, at least the last 13 games. They've won 8. However, Concordia has won the last 5 in a row, including last year, 76-52. There's the tip, and it's controlled by Alharathi, and the Mustangs have it. So it'll be interesting to see. The Mustangs came off a pretty good victory the other night. It was a bend but do not break kind of game for them. And so tonight we'll see what kind of game they have as Kulis launches up a 3.
Mustangs looked well composed against that Roncalli team, especially coming after a tough loss to Fort Calhoun, where they fell apart against the pressure that those Pioneers put on them.
The other thing we can keep an eye on tonight is the 3-point shooting, as the Shamrocks will bank home a 3. I didn't think Philippi was going to shoot that. It was almost like an after shot when he put that up and banked it home. But we know the Mustangs like to shoot the 3. When they're successful, obviously they win. There's been a time or two where they've been cold, and that obviously hurts them. So 3 points and 3-point shooting will be a focus tonight.
Those Mustangs live and die by the 3.
They're going inside. A little different look there. Alharathi picking up the deuce, getting the Mustangs on the board. 6:53 to play here in the first game, just underway. Nice pick. Kulis coming back the other way. Blows the layup and missed opportunity.
Kulis looks hurt.
Yeah, that'll be something to keep an eye on then. If he pulled up a bit lame, yeah, he's favoring his leg. Alharathi with the rebound, and we saw some great passing from Olson, trying to break that Roncalli Catholic press. And he's in with the starting nod for the Mustangs.
Olson is very good about keeping cool under pressure. That's something the Mustangs have had to develop in him over the course of 4 years. But he is certainly a far better player than he gets credit for in pressure situations.
Yeah, Otten with a nice weak side rebound to keep it alive for the Mustangs, which is something that we're going to need tonight. There's a three-pointer put in by Olson. Olson averaging about 5.5 points per game, gets 3, so he's halfway to his average. The Shamrocks going inside, and they can't convert as Oakley a little too hard off the glass.
It's 2 misses inside for Oakley already.
There's a 3 on the way. In and out, no good. That rim seems to be unfriendly for whoever's shooting, because Roncalli Catholic had a hard time putting it in that north rim, and the Mustangs now having a hard time getting the unfriendly rim. Back of the iron, nice rebound and put back with the left hand. Faust getting on the books.
You see, these Scotus Shamrocks are at a severe size disadvantage against the Mustangs, much like what we saw at Boys Town. The thing with Scotus is they're an extremely scrappy team, very good at defense and getting in position. As you see there, as the Mustangs make an easy mistake, Scotus is going to look to capitalize on every one of these. It's something they've been good about historically.
Yeah, the Mustangs average 62 points. They give up 53 points per game. Meanwhile, Scotus averaging 40 points per game while giving up 47. And right now we've got a 5-5 tie with 4:40 to play here in the first quarter. Working that perimeter. Faust looking to penetrate. Kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way. That is in and out. No good by Heng. And the Mustangs now in offense. Colas losing the dribble, but it's knocked out of bounds, so the Mustangs will keep possession.
Quentin McCafferty checking in early. And we're going to see, I think Coach Ken Cooley is going to try and keep these big men fresh. 2 of his starters and his first men off the bench are all larger than the entire Scotus roster. And you see it play in there. The length Justin Otten was able to create coming under the basket.
Yeah, Otten averaging about 6 points per game, gets his first deuce. And we've traveling violation. That's interesting. Well, you look at Colas, he scored 26 points against Boys Town. Then Matheson scored 27 points against Roncalli Catholic. So those 2 guys, the top scorers, with Colas averaging 21.5 points per game, Matheson 22.5 points per game. Nice dual threat from those 2.
Both of them extremely good at the free throw line and extremely good at getting there as well.
Oakley driving down the lane, too hard off the glass. Here come the Mustangs in transition. Matheson all the way, can't convert. And now we've got the up and down going here, the fast break, fast-paced game. McCafferty back on defense, knocking it away.
It's good hustle down by McCafferty to recognize the end of that offensive possession before he can get fully down the court and to turn around and play good defense.
7-5 is the score. McCafferty, a good young player, averaging 4 points off the bench and plus a big guy inside. Get those arms up and the opposition has to alter their shots.
Quentin McCafferty's got 2 more years to build strength and just hammer his technique in the post. If he can do that, he's going to be one of the top players this school sees in the decade.
Now, one thing we saw from the Lady Shamrocks as a three-pointer is put up by Faust, and it goes up and over the backboard. Okay, so obviously the boys' game, the girls' game is completely different. However, we did see patience and ball discipline from the Lady Shamrocks. Now, that's not to say it's going to be the same team, but we see if that philosophy transfers over to the Shamrocks in this game, if they go with ball control and discipline when it comes to not rushing their shots. Olson with another 3. He's got 6 points.
You can tell these Rocks came into the game preparing to counter Koulis and Matheson, and Olson is taking advantage of that early on.
Yeah, so Olson, 8 points against Boys Town in their victory. He had 3 points in the victory over Roncalli Catholic. And right away here in the early going, seats barely warm, and he's got 6 points, a couple of threes. McCafferty with it down on the low blocks and puts it up and in.
Very good sense there from McCafferty to put that shot up while he had an open window.
And so with the score 12-5, the Mustangs on a run. Shamrocks take a timeout with 2:31 to go here in the first quarter.
Shamrocks are going to have to come up with something to keep the pressure on this Mustangs team. You saw with both Roncalli, Fort Calhoun, and Boystown for that matter, they stepped up the pace and they brought in some full court press sets. They pressured the Mustangs whenever they would bring the ball up the court, and they would deny the ball around the perimeter and try and force the Mustangs to throw long passes. I think it's what the Rocks are going to have to do, especially considering the size disadvantage they're in.
Now, one thing we saw against Roncalli Catholic was it was like a 7-0 lead for the Mustangs, and then Roncalli Catholic came and tied it up 7-7, and then the Mustangs went on a run to get ahead. Then Roncalli Catholic came back, and the Mustangs went on a run. So Roncalli Catholic only had the lead, I think, like once by 2 points or something like that. They would catch up, but it was that bend, don't break, and we're starting to see that tonight. It's 5-5, and now all of a sudden it's 12-5. Mustangs on a 7-0 run. Three-pointer on the way from the baseline is good by Heng.
It's good court vision there from Oakley. He's already missed a couple times inside, and he saw a man open in the corner. He chose the smart thing as to get rid of the ball and give his guard an open shot.
So 3-point shooting for the Mustangs. They shot 17% from beyond the arc in that Fort Calhoun loss. Came back, shot 43% in the victory over Roncalli. And then against St. Cecilia for Scotus, they shot 0% from beyond the arc in the only game I was able to find online stats-wise, as McCaffrey draws the foul and he'll go to the line.
The three-point shot is everything for this Concordia Mustangs team because it opens up everything else you see in their offense with inside game and with penetration. So when that isn't working, like we saw against Fort Calhoun, they struggle mightily.
McCaffrey with the free throw. He's got 3 points in the contest. 13-8 with 1:56 to play here in the first. Second free throw, no good. So good start for the Mustangs here in this one. Still plenty of basketball left to be played. Cialocha with it into the contest for the Shamrocks, wearing number 1. Coming off the bench, looking to get some help for the Shamrocks. Hang with it. Gets it off to Oakley. Right now, again, just that patience, working the perimeter, looking for their shot, not going to rush anything, not going to force anything. At least that's what it looks like right now.
Scotus, yes, extremely patient with the ball right now. Making passes. They're not putting the ball on the ground a lot. They're just waiting to find that open man.
Trying to go inside. McCafferty knocks it away. Colas hustling to pick it up for the Mustangs, and he'll lay it up and in. Some sloppy play there from Scotus.
The Mustangs defense is doing exactly what the Scotus defense needs to do to the Mustangs, and that is they're denying the ball around the perimeter. You see these guards, they're playing closed defense in the passing lanes. They're forcing Scotus to dribble the ball and make movement to get the ball around the perimeter and to set up looks. And that's something that the Rocks are going to need to take notes from, because so far we haven't seen them do that at all against this Concordia team.
Well, the Mustangs, they stole the ball 9 times against Fort Calhoun, as a three-pointer's no good from the far side. And so they're known to steal and have quick hands in there. They average about 7 steals per game. And now they'll set up for their final shot. 22 seconds to play here in the quarter. 15-8 is the score. We'll see whose number is drawn to take the last shot here. It will be Colas. Will he look to drive and then penetrate?
If Scotus bites on the screen, they might try and get it down low to Zach Alherthy.
And there they kick it out to Wilson for the 3. Off the front of the iron, no good. 1 second to go, and that's the quarter. So the Mustangs come out with a good first quarter on top, 15-8. Gotta like that.
Very solid all-around basketball from the Concordia Mustangs team, playing great defense, getting some steals, pressuring the ball early. And on the offensive side, you saw they didn't immediately come out with that three-point shot. They worked it inside to Zach Alharathi, and then out of that, they got back-to-back three-pointers from Brock Olson.
Yeah, scoring. Let's take a look. Olson, 2 3-pointers. He had 6 points in the quarter. And then you had Colas, McCafferty. Well, Colas with 2, McCafferty with 3. Otten and Alharathi with 2 each. They went 1 of 2 from the free throw line and lead 15-8. So off to a good start. You know, one of the things we were talking about was that Auburn, Concordia lost to Auburn. So I looked it up. From what I could find out, Auburn has won 65 straight games. They're 3-0 this year. They went 26-0 last year, 29-0 the year before, and then they had a 7-game winning streak in 2019. So we were talking about just the streak that they had, that Concordia with a great season last year just ran into a very good team. That's how good they are. Their last loss came on February 9th, 2019.
That 65-game win streak actually doesn't include the playoffs. In the playoffs, the Bulldogs have gone 9-0.
Wow.
So if you do the math there, that's 74 consecutive wins for the Auburn Bulldogs, and they haven't lost this year yet either.
So anyways, when we compare this team now, the Mustangs this year going into it, Auburn might be the favorite, so that's what you got to compete with. And Matheson with the three-pointer buries it. He's in the books. And again, Concordia with a winning streak against the Shamrocks. Trying to drive down the lane is Faust. No good. Concordia trying to make it 6 straight. Wilson for 3. Airballed it. I guess that's one thing. If you shoot short the first time, get more legs into it and shoot long the second time.
Wilson is coming off the bench precisely to shoot threes. He is an extremely efficient shooter. He hasn't found his footing yet this year, but look to see him make a difference late in the season.
Nice feed down low and the nice easy shot for Alharathi. He's got 4 points.
The Shamrocks just don't have the size to compete with Alharathi, McCafferty, and Otten right now. And to this point, Coach Ken Koulis at Concordia has done a great job of keeping his big men fresh, subbing out McCafferty and Alharathi and Otten, keeping the game at a continuous mismatch.
Yeah, 20-8 with 6:25 to play. Three-pointer on the way. That is good.
3-point basket.
Cialocho with the three-pointer in the scorer's book. Masson tries to answer. And a traveling violation against the Shamrocks.
Shamrocks team looks rushed offensively. That's credit to the pressure defense the Mustangs have been putting on them. They need to settle in and try and get some penetration on this team. Scotus is consistently good around the rim and finishing those drives.
Well, after facing that tough pressure, that full-court pressing defense from Roncalli Catholic, the Mustangs should be able to handle so far what they've seen against the Shamrocks.
That's great work by McCafferty inside, just using his size, pushing his man around, and getting fouled.
Yeah, he's going to get hacked on a bit with that size because he usually out-muscles at least the opponents we've seen. Kind of like that old Hack-a-Shack. Hack McCafferty. Oakley driving down the lane on McCafferty, can't convert.
Oakley's missed every shot he's taken so far. He has been very inconsistent, inefficient, and just bad around the rim. He's missing all his shots long.
McCafferty getting the ball down low, takes a dribble, and what happens when the big man dribbles? Nothing good comes from it. And the ball turned over to the Shamrocks. Interesting thing so far for Scotus, they've got 3 guys making a three-pointer, so they've made more points from beyond the arc than they have inside, which is, like you said, live and die by the 3. They're down 20-11 here in the second with 5:10 to play until halftime.
This team, they're just passing it around the perimeter. They're not getting the penetration that they need to make a difference there. You see Masson favoring the right side. Number 10, Carter Philippi, still goes right.
There's a nice kick out for three from the top of the key area. Short by Heng. Put back, no good. And the Mustangs get it. Again, rebounding is always a key, and right now the Mustangs in control of the rebounds. Really in control of the game altogether. Nice spin move. Shot blocked by Oakley.
That's solid defense and not quitting on the play after you block. A lot of times you see, especially in high school basketball, that block pumps a defender up and he forgets that the ball is still in play. That's a great save there by Garrett Oakley.
Heng in the land of giants has to kick it out. And there's Oakley, too hard off the glass yet again. I think he's getting frustrated with himself.
The Shamrocks are going to need him to play a part if they're going to be competitive in this game. He is the only real big man they have standing at 6'4". No one else on this Scotus Shamrocks team outdoes 6'1".
And so Oakley committing the foul, only his first. Which, like you said, if they're going to need him, fouls are going to be a big part of that, keeping him on the floor, and only his first, so he's in good shape. Masson sets and shoots for three. That is good. You know, he's got some quick feet. He's able to set his feet pretty quick and launch that thing.
Masson is great when he's catching the shot, and he's good at catching it from different angles. Most spot-up shooters just catch straight in front and shoot. Masson is able to turn his body and still get in line with the hoop.
And there's the answer by Scotus with a three. Wemhoff connecting.
Did that go in?
Thought it did it? Or was it no good? Did it just hit the net?
It looked like
an air ball?
It looked like it went in, but I didn't see a signal from the refs, and Concordia just played it.
Okay, so I guess it didn't go in. Huh. Who knew? Let's see if this one goes in. Nope. That was like at the end of the Roncalli Catholic game when that guy buried the three, and then he had the stop clock thing, and then he lost the 3 points. Or
the guy managing the clock was helping the man keeping score because he was marking down a foul as the free throw went.
Is that what it was?
He goes over to the scorekeeper to tell him that Concordia just made a free throw and forgets to start the clock.
Yeah, it was a non-factor as far as the outcome of the game, but or for Roncalli Catholic, minus 3 points. He buried a pretty deep three.
It was an impressive shot. Still, the deficit of 2 was too great to overcome with less than a second left, but certainly a great basketball play.
Olsen trying for the steal, knocked the ball away, but Shamrock's able to keep it, and Olsen hustling back on defense, poking it out of bounds.
The hustle from Brock Olsen is unequaled on this Concordia team. He is a scrappy player through and through, and he gets his starting position by pestering people on offense and moving around himself all over the court, playing solid defense.
23-11, Concordia on top, 2:10 to play here in the half. It's been a pretty quick game. Oakley inside as a shot blocked by McCafferty.
Just 3 fouls in this first half, both teams collectively.
Yeah, with Scotus, all 3 of them. And again, the patience right now for the Shamrocks paying off, looking for the open shot. Oftentimes they look for that open shot and they end up shooting a 3.
This is what the Concordia coaches call trimming the hedges, and that's why they hate it. You throw enough passes, sooner or later one of them's going to get intercepted. And there's a walk from Olsen.
Yeah, so back-to-back turnovers, and we'll go back to the other end. So one errant pass and the other with a walk. (23-11), 1:30 to play. Concordia well in control of this one, but still plenty of basketball to be played. Don't want to get too complacent. Pass inside and a foul inside.
And there's that first foul from the Mustangs. Zach Alherathi reached a bit too far, ended up pushing his guy off the block.
32, Zach O'Haraly. That's his first one. And the team's first one.
Yeah, so the Shamrocks with the ball on the baseline. Oakley inside the paint, double, triple team, kicks it out for three, no good. And O'Haraly with the rebound. So the Shamrocks, like you said, outside, really having a hard time getting some of those long rebounds from those three-pointers. Olsen with a bucket. He's got 8.
A solid first half from Olsen all around on both defense and offense. He's making a difference in this game.
Yeah, he's looking really good here to start. Here in the first half with 40 seconds to play, 25-11 is the score. Commanding lead for the Mustangs. Another three-pointer launched up. That is good. Yeah, so Faust with the 3 this time. That one goes in. Unlike Wemhoff's mystery no bucket.
Mustangs going to play for the last shot here. Look to stay up by 2 possessions.
Got the hard hats leading the clap in the student section. 6 seconds in the corner. Wilson for 3. That is good.
There he is. That's Elliott Wilson.
And that's the half. 28-14, the football score in favor of the Mustangs. We'll take a break. We'll come back in about 7 minutes or so. Recap the first half, analyze what's coming up for the second half, give you the scores. 28-14 at the half, Mustangs on top. Back here as we get set for the second half. The Mustangs on top 28-14. Quickly, let's look at the scoring. Leading the way offensively for the Mustangs, Olsen with 8 points, usually averages 5.5. Now he has 8. Colas, who averages 21.5 points per game, only sitting at 2. We expect him to heat up in the second half. McCafferty with 3 points, Otten with 2. Matheson with 6 points. O'Haraly with 4, and Wilson with 3. And the Mustangs 1 of 2 from the free throw line tonight. On the other side, Silecha with 3 points, Faust with 5, Philippi and Hang each with 3 for the Shamrocks. And your thoughts, Lewis, in the first half, what happened and what do the Mustangs need to do in the second to get the victory, seal the deal?
This Concordia Mustangs team has controlled the ball, and more importantly, they've controlled the pace of the game. They're forcing the Scotus Shamrocks to adjust to the way they're playing the game and not vice versa. They're making Scotus throw bad passes and take their time. They're making them dribble around the edge, and they're forcing turnovers. They just need to keep that up. So far, we've seen it's working. Really, the only shots going in for Scotus are from the perimeter, and they are few and far in between. Whereas with the Mustangs, their offensive efficiency is amazing. They're getting points in transition. They're getting points out of offensive sets, and they're making shots from both the perimeter and the paint. Really, Mustangs don't need to change anything in order to win this game. They just got to stay in control and keep their starters fresh.
Okay, now the big question. Inquiring minds want to know, will we see Jip?
I believe we see Jip come in. I don't think with any more than 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're going to see once it drops below that 3-minute mark, Coach Ken Koulis is going to go to that bench and they're going to pull out Matthew Jipp.
I want to see him come in and sink a bucket.
We all do.
So 28-14 is the score, commanding lead. But as we saw from Roncalli Catholic, the Mustangs did have a sizable lead a couple times in that game, and Roncalli Catholic was able to come back. The Crimson Pride able to make it close, but that bend don't break offense/defense from the Mustangs hunkered down, and they were able to get that 5-point victory. And so we expect the second half to go much like the first half in favor of the Mustangs, especially if Colas and Masson start to heat up, because they were a little cold there in that first half, really a non-factor, so to speak. Only 8 points combined with the two of them.
What we saw against Roncalli was Roncalli really ratcheted up the pace out of desperation, and that worked for them in the fourth quarter, but that also turned on Koulis and Masson as they were able to make free throws and make field goals in the clutch.
And so here you go. The Shamrocks with it to start the third quarter, trailing by 14. Looks like they're coming out with a little bit more intensity on the perimeter, at least. A little more purpose than what we saw, more of a laissez-faire attitude. There's a three-pointer, high-arcing air ball. Olsen will police that in. A lot of three-pointers going down in this game, too.
We're seeing is something uncharacteristic from the Mustangs is they're having Brock Olsen run point guard. Most of the time they like that ball to be in the hands of Zach Koulis and that first pass to be to Karsten Matson to set up shots on the perimeter.
Oh, the putback, no good. A nice play on the inside by Otten trying to get that board and that putback, but not able to do that. Yeah, if you have Olsen running the point, I think Matson and Koulis on the outside, the perimeters, you could really get some penetration, some kickouts. There's all different kinds of things you can do, freeing those guys up from handling the ball.
Yeah, Zach Koulis, an extremely good player off the ball for as good as he is on the ball as well.
Oakley still hasn't been able to make a basket. The big guy inside, still cold. Matson bringing the ball up.
Good control by Matson against that defense.
Oh, nice move, but he can't convert. But O'Harathi there for the putback. Spin, no good, and Oakley pulls it down.
O'Harathi rushed himself there. Nice steal from Koulis.
And he gets his pocket picked. So a little back and forth there. Being cavalier with the ball.
Quite a sequence. Looked like something we would see against the Roncalli and Boys Town teams.
There's a three-pointer buried by Hang. He's got his second three. He's got 6 points. 5 of the 6 baskets tonight from the Shamrocks have been from beyond the arc. They've only got 1 deuce. The rest have been trays. Masson for 3, no good. In fact, I think each team has made 5 3-pointers.
Unforced mistake there from Scotus. Mustangs aren't very good about capitalizing on their opponent's errors. They are extremely good at controlling the ball, and especially when the other team is failing to do just that, the Mustangs have a way of expounding on that, and they have a way of just keeping the ball in their hands, keeping the pace set, and making their opponents adjust.
They go inside. O'Harathi can't convert. Shot might have been contested a little bit. 28-17 is the score. 5:35 to play. Mustangs looking for the first points of the half. But got to play some defense here first and get the ball back. Looks like the Shamrocks were a little out of sync there. Rushing things a little bit with that tenacious defense from the Mustangs, pressuring them.
We haven't really seen the Shamrocks set up much with on or off ball screens. It's mostly moving the ball around the perimeter, and you see that's only really creating 3-point shots.
Yeah, and with the 3 points not going down, and there's Koulis will sink one.
Koulis was in rhythm right there. There was no doubt that ball was going in.
Yeah, he's got 5 points now, his first 3-pointer of the game. But without your 3-pointers going down for the Shamrocks, and you don't have an inside game, it becomes a long night. Oakley's got to make some points here. Falls short with his little spinning jumpers, a little mini hook.
Oakley has lost confidence. He's not going to try and shoot the ball anytime soon.
That was a nice feed to Alherathi driving down the lane. He gets the deuce. He's got 6 points. 33-17, 4:30 to play in this third quarter. A commanding lead for the Mustangs. Oh, shot blocked by Otten. That's a nice defensive play, although he does have the size advantage.
There's very good defense coming off the screens. That's something Coach Ken Koulis hammers into these players, and there's another block.
Alherathi laying it down. Rejection. Get out of here. I wonder, too, the intensity of the Mustangs is pretty good. I wonder if they're just more at ease because of that pressure that they face. When you face a team that has a lot of pressure, that all night, full court, and then you play somebody that's playing back, it's a world of difference.
We saw with teams like Roncalli and with Fort Calhoun is they didn't let the Mustangs get comfortable. And when that offense is comfortable, you see guys like Karsten Matheson and Zach Koulis making threes in rhythm and getting them uncontested. That's something Scotus hasn't been able to do tonight, and we're seeing the effects.
Koulis with the steal off the errant pass, and he'll lay it up and in. He's got 7 points, 5 in the quarter, starting to heat up a bit. 35-17, 3.5 to play in the third. A three-pointer on the way, no good. Off of Matheson, though, so the Shamrocks will keep possession. I don't have shooting stats per se as far as where they're shooting from on the floor, but I'm not sure many just jumpers from inside the arc. You have Oakley and some of those guys on the inside putting up some shots, but no just set jumpers from two. McCaffrey with a nice steal.
That's a great pass from Olsen.
Matheson to finish, no.
You saw, as soon as Matheson took that shot, he knew it was off because he rushed to the basket trying to get his rebound.
Yeah, he doesn't need to rush his shot. He's got quick feet. He can set pretty good. Another three, no good, but a nice offensive board. Here comes another three, and that is good. So Faust, with his second three-pointer of the night, he's got 8 points. 35-20, 2.5 to play in the third. Mustangs on top. Oh, nice dump down low to Alherathi, and he'll put it in. He has 8 points. That was an unselfish pass, too, because Koulis had it at the free throw line. He's in the air. He sees the open guy down low, gives it up.
Something Koulis is extremely good about is keeping his court vision around. Even when he's looking to create a shot like you saw there, he is extremely good at seeing the floor.
So 37-20, Mustangs on top, 2:08 to play here in the third quarter. They've led the entire way. And now we've got a jump ball underneath.
You're going to see on this offensive possession here, Mustangs probably going to try and work the ball to Elliot Wilson. You see he checked in for the Scotus Shamrocks as number 21, Bodin Jedlicka. I believe that's how his last name is said. I am not a phonetic expert. But that is definitely a defensive matchup. Jedlicka's,
Well, like you said, they tried to go to him, but also just threw the ball away.
With Faust off the floor, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of shots Scotus is going to try and create here, because he's been their main source of offense up to this point in the night.
Okay,
really,
I hope I don't jinx us, but no fouls have been called yet in the quarter. Pace of the game up and down, moving pretty quick.
you see the Mustangs moving to control the ball, and Olsen likes that matchup.
There's Wilson for the three from the baseline. No good. And there it is. The first foul of the quarter. 1:19 to go in the third. The first foul of the half is called. Mustangs on top, 37-20.
That's a tough foul to get called for. That isn't McCafferty's fault. He got his hand under the ball and got pulled down and tangled up. And it really sucks that we have to see a foul get called in this otherwise seamless quarter.
Right. So the game against Millard last year at State, 66-54, was pretty dominant. And then they came back and they beat Wayne in that third place game at State, 60-46. They played Auburn pretty close in that 39-37 loss. So, you keep working all season long and putting in the time, you might see a rematch come State with Auburn again.
What we saw from that Mustangs team in the state tournament was the defense was everything. Guys like Gage Gansmeyer were able to shut down main sources of offense for other teams. Against Milford, the game that you mentioned, Milford actually didn't make a shot, a field goal that is, for the entire second and third quarters. It was just an entirely dominant game for the Mustangs once it took them a quarter to settle in. But yeah, otherwise, that defense came in critical late season. We really haven't seen the spectacular defense that we saw last year out of the Mustangs yet, but you're going to look to see that. They are really, really great about working late in the season.
They go inside of McCafferty, misses, gets his own rebound, and puts it back in. He's got 5 points, 30 seconds to play, 39-20. It wasn't too long ago that the Shamrocks had a pretty decent team. From 2014 to 2016, they finished third at State for 3 consecutive years. That's not too long ago when you consider, we had some pandemic years and stuff like that, which always kind of messes, things up as we got a timeout. So Scotus, not a bad program. It's not like you're facing a bad program. They're just having an off night tonight, down by almost 20.
Scotus is an amazing program, really, because they work with what they have and they create a really positive team. The team chemistry there is great. They don't necessarily have the best talent, not the most talented players, but their team functions as a unit, in and out of tough wins, tough losses, and really everything you see. That's a tribute to Scotus's really just amazing run as a solid program.
Well, they've been in a couple games that they've lost, and they've been blown out. So they're kind of a streaky team, I guess, when it comes to that. Nice tip. That didn't go in either. And there's some phantom baskets. But we've got a foul and somebody going to the free throw line.
That's his second personal. Team second for the half. Right now, at the line for Shamrocks with 2 shots.
I think I'll call him Brennan Jelinek. Again, that is a last name I do not know how to pronounce.
I guess the only thing that matters, though, is that he puts it in, and he does with the free throw. He's got a point. Jelinek looking for his second free throw, and he rattles home.
7 seconds left in the quarter. See what the Mustangs do here.
Olsen up the floor. Otten fires up a 3. No good off the back of the iron, and that's the quarter. So through 3, the Mustangs on top 39-22. Well in command of this one, and so far, I'm sure every game, no matter how good you play, the coach is going to pick something apart. You're going to praise you for the stuff you've done good, but you're going to pick something apart. What might that be so far through 3?
Well, what we've seen from the Mustangs is just some really inconsistent offensive output. Putting up 39 3/4 is by no means shabby, but the Scotus team hasn't applied any pressure, and they haven't tried to control the pace of the game. And when a team doesn't do this to this Mustang squad, they historically are extremely good at putting up points. We saw that against Boys Town. They won 80-51, and very few of those points came in the fourth quarter. It was basically a 3-quarter game. So what Coach Koulis is talking to his players about right now is they're not working the ball around enough on offense. They're not finding the open man. What we've seen throughout the night from guys like Zach Koulis and guys like Karsten Madsen is when they've been on and when they've been looking around, they've seen open men all across the floor. But when they're trying to put up shots and just get those points early on in possessions, it just hasn't worked for them.
Yeah, so far you're starting to see the scoring, too, kind of spread out. Olsen with 8. Harathi with 8. You've got Koulis with 7. Madsen with 6. McCafferty with 5. And then Wilson off the bench with a 3. So the scoring really being spread out tonight. Olsen with the steal, going the other way with the fast break. Gives it off to Otten, lays it up and in.
Very nice pass.
Otten kind of reminds me of Orr from Roncalli Catholic, kind of like that. You might be too young to remember the Kurt Rambis of the Lakers analogy, but just kind of like that gritty go-to guy when you need some rebounding inside, or you need some body checking, or maybe you need a bucket here or there.
He is an extremely solid player. He's by no means the strongest, the smartest, or really the most talented player inside, but he applies what he has and he makes it work.
Olsen fires up a 3 and buries it. Or Wilson checked that. So Wilson with 2 threes. He's got 6 points in the contest.
That's 2 early buckets within the first minute of this quarter for the Mustangs. The offense is playing well.
Yeah, they're up by 22. They double up the score, 44-22. Just under 7 to play in this one. So now is this where we start to see all the subs coming in? Shepard into the game. And there's a 3-pointer put in by Philippi. Or was it Hang? I guess it was Hang with the 3. He's got 9 points, 3 threes. Olsen for the answer, no good. Nice hustle. While Harathy, the Shamrocks come away with it.
Still nothing going in transition for the Scotus Shamrocks. They can't seem to get the ball close to the rim when they have a shot.
Well, like you said, too, with Harathy in there and McCafferty, you've got a size advantage. So some of those smaller guys trying to go inside the paint, driving down the lane, stuff like that, just isn't going to be too successful. Which is probably why they're trying to rely on their outside game. But again, you know, when you're dealing with just the long-range threes, it's going to be a long night if they're not connecting.
Mustangs, they're going to try and get this ball to Zach Harathy. He outsized his man by 5 inches right now, and he is a lot stronger.
Reverse layup, no good. Harathy with the rebound and the putback. He's got 10. He's into double digits. And the blocking foul going to be called against the Mustangs. Olsen trying to stand in and take the charge.
It was a good take from Olsen there. You saw the point guard there extended his arm just a little bit, so it was smart to try and sell that one, but it just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, I don't imagine too many coaches are going to be upset with the hustle of trying to jump in and take the charge and actually draw the contact. Strader checks into the game for the Mustangs.
Another stifled shot. That size disadvantage is really rearing its head right now.
So Shepard in the game, Strader in the game. A couple of bench players getting some valuable court time. 5.5 to play in this one. 46-25 is the score. Mustangs on top. They're going to be going into the holiday tournaments on a good note. A couple of back-to-back victories. Looking pretty sharp, looking pretty consistent, really.
That's a good hustle there.
Yeah, the big guy really hustling, getting to the ground. Block shot again, knocking it out of bounds.
Shamrocks eating up time on the clock and just not able to put anything together on offense.
And Harathy, the swat machine, he will have a seat on the bench. Ekman into the contest now for the Mustangs. So Shepard, Ekman, Strader, Wilson, and McCafferty on the floor now for Concordia. Wemhoff, jumper no good. So let's see how this kind of second level or second team, so to speak, comes in and plays. There's a 3 by Wilson.
Another 3 from Wilson. That gives him 3 on the night. He's heating up.
Yeah, he's got 9 points. 49-25, 4:25 to play. Driving baseline, Jelinek. Baseline pass, three-pointer on the way, no good from Wemhoff. And that's really been the case tonight. Just that long-range shooting, because they haven't been able to get anything inside. Another three on the way, no good.
Mustangs not giving up any second chances. McCafferty strong inside. Ekman, smart player, got in front of his man. And here you see an easy pass.
Yeah, McCafferty wide open underneath. He's got 7 points. You know, outside of maybe Shepard on the court, I think Concordia has the height advantage over everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you see, even going down to the bench, like you said, with this backup lineup in the game, Concordia still has that size over them. Now, we're going to see this clock dip under 3 minutes, and that is prime time to see a little Matthew Jip in the game.
Yeah, we got to bring in Jip. He's got to get some bucket attempts, some shots. Thrasher into the game now, gets the ball underneath, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. The Mustangs only 2 free throws tonight, 1 of 2, and that was McCafferty back in the first quarter. So Thrasher inside, draws the foul, goes to the line, misses the free throw.
Checking in is Chase Bogue, so now you see the only player on the Mustangs bench who hasn't checked in, Matthew Jip.
Checking in Mustang number 12, Chase Bogue. And number 30 for the Shamrocks is Mason Roberts.
So with a 52-25 lead, the only thing that's left is to bring Jip on the floor.
Maybe get Jip an open shot.
Yes. Jumper on the way, that's no good. Nice rebound. And
that is only the second 2-point jump shot we've seen from the Shamrocks all night.
Yep.
Otherwise, they've been trying to score out of the basket, which I don't believe they've been able to convert any.
I think they have one from Faust. That was early on. That's it. Everything else has been, I think, a couple at the free throw line and then 3-pointers. That's it. Although you might get a couple more field goal opportunities, maybe not.
There's a steal from Bogues.
So 2:10 to play. 52-25. Mustangs on top. Just a formality now. Shepard puts up a 3. That's short. Jip moving up on the bench. Ever so close to getting in. That should get the Hard Hats into a frenzy.
The student section will be fired up like nothing else when they see Matthew Jip check in at the scorer's desk. It's only a matter of time.
So the Shamrocks with their young players on the court now, just kind of working the ball around, maybe trying for an open shot, but showing patience. Oftentimes you get some of these younger players and they start heave-hoeing and just launching up shots. These young guys kind of showing some patience here.
Matthew Jip, he's taking his warm-up off.
All right, here we go. Yeah. 3-pointer on the way, no good. Minute 10 to play. Somehow we got to get the clock stopped, though, so we can come in.
Student section is telling one of the Mustangs to take a foul to get Jip in the game.
There's the steal. Ball's on the ground. This might be it. Stop clock. Nope, they save it. 55 seconds. Can't leave them at the scorer's table. Scotus still with the ball in the possession. There's a steal or a near steal, and the ball goes out of bounds. And now Jip will get into the contest.
The student section loves it, and you love to see a Matthew Jip sighting. Finally, here tonight with 43 seconds left.
Now you just got to get the ball back so you give a shot. This is his second appearance on the season that, unless he made an appearance on the road, this is his second appearance into a game.
This is his second. That's correct.
And we got double dribble, so the Mustangs will get the ball with 27.9 seconds.
And he'll have a chance.
Now, will he launch up a three, or is he more of a two-pointer kind of guy?
I don't think they're going to be able to get him open inside the perimeter, so we're going to see Jip try and take a three here.
Jip passes it off.
There's high screen by Ekman.
No good. Rebound stays live. Kick it out.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, no.
7 seconds. So Jip had a nice pass, though, feeding it off to a player as they try to get it inside. 1 second, and that's the ball game. So the Mustangs come away with a 52-25 victory. It was pretty easy going for the most part. Your thoughts on the game tonight?
The Mustangs were in total control all night. They're going to have to build off of this game and get that offense operating at full capacity. We didn't see that tonight, putting up only 52. It's an uncharacteristic performance, especially when you hold your opponent to like 32 points. But whatever the case, Mustangs are happy to walk away with a win.
Let's take a look at the final scoring real quick for the Mustangs. They were only 1 of 4 from the free throw line. Leading the way with 10 points was Alharathi. With 9 points was Wilson, coming off the bench. 3 3-pointers. Olsen with 8, Koulis with 7, McCafferty with 7, Masson with 6, and Otten with 4, rounding out the scoring. So that's going to do it for us. The Mustangs get the victory. They improved to 3-1. So the boys, JV and varsity, get the victory. The Lady Mustangs, both the JV and the varsity, lose. So it was a split. And now we move on to the holiday tournaments. Then we come back in January. More broadcasts coming your way in January. But for tonight, the Mustangs, they get the victory.